All right, welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive?
Always.
Today we're looking at 2 Corinthians 13. And let me tell you, this one is a passage that really gets you thinking.
Oh, absolutely. Warnings, some pretty strong exhortations. I mean, Paul doesn't hold back,
He does not. He's calling on the Corinthians, and I think by extension us, to really examine our faith, see if we measure up. And honestly, it can feel a little heavy at times.
It can, but that's the beauty of it too. There's so much depth here. It pushes us, challenges us to go deeper.
Exactly. So much to unpack. And it starts right from the beginning, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. No easing into this one.
Paul jumps right in. This is the third time I am coming to you. Why? Why emphasize that? What's he doing there?
Well, think about it. This is Paul. He's the apostle. He's planting churches, spreading the gospel. But there are always going to be those who question. Those who doubt.
Right. So is he kind of like laying down the law a little bit?
Right.
Reminding them, hey, I've been here, I've walked with you.
I think there's an element of that. He's establishing his authority. He's reminding them, I've poured my heart into this community. This isn't some random decree from afar.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like he's saying, listen up because I've earned the right to challenge you. And then he goes on talking about the Corinthians demanding proof that Christ is speaking through me. What kind of proof do you think they were looking for?
That's a fascinating question. Remember, this is the early church. Lots of different ideas floating around, lots of competing voices.
Yeah. A real melting pot of interpretations.
Exactly. So maybe they were looking for something tangible, miracles perhaps? Something to kind of validate Paul's message, something beyond the message itself.
Like they need to see it to believe it.
In a way, yeah. And this leads us to one of the most, I think, powerful and maybe even a little paradoxical themes in this passage. Weakness and strength.
Right, because he says Christ was crucified in weakness, but lives by God's power. And that always kind of throws me for a loop. We're so used to equating strength with power, dominance, control. But Paul seems to be flipping that on its head.
He really is. It's a radical redefinition of strength. Paul's saying true power lies in humility, in selflessness, in embracing vulnerability.
Okay, so unpack that a little bit more for me.
Think about it. Christ's willingness to surrender, to endure suffering, even death. It's that ultimate act of vulnerability that reveals God's power.
Wow, that's powerful. So it's like true strength is found in letting go of our need to control.
Exactly. And that leads us to, I think, the heart of what Paul is getting at. This call for the Corinthians to examine themselves, to see if they are truly in the faith.
Yeah, and that's a phrase, in the faith, that always makes me stop and think, what does that even mean? What does it actually look like to be in the faith?
Right. It's a big question. Is it just about believing certain things, or is it something more?
I mean, I think it's got to be more than just, checking boxes, right?
It has to be. Paul's pushing them, and us, beyond surface level belief. He's saying, look at your actions, your choices, your relationships. Are they aligned with the values of Christ?
He's saying, put your faith into action. Don't just talk the talk, walk the walk.
Exactly. Embody those values. Love, compassion, justice. Are you striving to build others up rather than tear them down? Those are the marks of someone who's truly in the faith.
And that's a tough question, honestly.
Yeah.
It's so easy to get caught up in the rituals, the doctrines.
Yeah.
And maybe miss the essence of what it really means to follow Christ.
Yeah. It's like focusing on the letter of the law and missing the spirit of it.
Exactly.
And that's why Paul emphasizes integrity, doing what's right, even when it's hard. Even when it might make you look bad.
Yeah, and he even says, he prays that the Corinthians will do what's right, even if it makes him, Paul, look bad. I mean, that says a lot about him, doesn't it?
It really does. He's not concerned with his own ego or image. He's putting the well-being of the Corinthians above all else.
A true servant leader.
Yeah, a model for all of us, really. True leadership isn't about wielding power. It's about empowering others, guiding them toward wholeness.
And that brings us back to his point about authority, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Given for building up and not for tearing down.
Yes.
Whether it's in spiritual matters or work or family or, anywhere in life, true authority should be used to serve others.
To foster growth, to create positive change.
And even after all those strong words, those warnings, he ends with such love and grace, wishing them peace, unity, the comfort of the Spirit.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It is. It's like a reminder that even when we mess up, God's grace is always there.
Always. No matter where we are in our journey.
Well, this deep dive has certainly given us a lot to think about. Paul's words challenge us to really look at our faith, examine our hearts. Makes you wonder, if Paul were writing to us today, what kind of proof would we demand from him? What would it mean for us to pass the test of faith in our modern world?
Big questions. And I don't know that there are easy answers, but I think the answers lie in how we choose to live our lives, how we treat one another, how we use our own authority, whatever that might be.
To build up, not to tear down.
Exactly.
Well said. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into 2 Corinthians 13. It's a passage that continues to, speak to us centuries later.
Absolutely.
And we hope it'll spark some reflection, some conversation, maybe even a little bit of change in your own life.
Hear, hear.
Until next time, keep diving deep.
Keep searching.
And keep the faith.
Always.
Thanks for listening.
Take care.